Welcome back to Las Vegas. It's Alex Belfield here in Sin City, in one of my favorite hotels and casino, the Venetian, talking to Elizabeth Blau. How are you?
I'm doing great today, thank you.
Well, it's so nice to talk to you, and I tell you why. You, from what I understand, are one of the biggest geniuses in this town in terms of gastronomy. You've really pushed it forward, and I think it's fair to say you're responsible for most of the celebrity chefs that were here in creating that buzz about dining. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Well, we must assign a lot of that credit to Steve Wynn, because he was the visionary that allowed us to really start this, and what happened at Bellagio really snowballed, and so we have some of the greatest assembly of celebrity chefs and restaurateurs really anywhere in the world.
What amazes me about this town, I've been covering it for 15 years, is every year I come there's something new and something exciting, and also great restaurants close. You're the genius behind bringing people here. Have you therefore worked out why some succeed and some don't?
Well, there's very few that, really on a comparison percentage-wise to the rest of the country, just because the volume of visitors. So, we're much more forgiving when you have 30 million people who may be in and out, but you really need to be very successful here in the city. You really need the support of the local community as well. And, really, the things that haven't worked are kind of pushing the envelope in terms of concepts and cuisines that may not have been as readily accessible. But, if you kind of stick to a good formula and have great food and great service, with the number of people here, you're almost ensured success.
I've been very lucky to eat around the world, and it seems to me if you want to be cool and you want to be popular, you'll be a big hit today and that will fade quickly. I always think if your last thing on your list after the chandeliers and the glamour and the coolness is the food, you're in trouble, because people will ultimately come back for the plate. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that, people come to Las Vegas for the entertainment, and so that's why I think, there's a broad range of what people will accept as as great food. But you're absolutely right. If you nail that, then then you're pretty well ensured success.
Also in this town, there are so many restaurants within the square mile. I don't think anywhere else in the world can compete with that. I've been lucky enough to eat at Joel Robuchon at one end, and then I've had burgers in places at the other end, and they're both equally as entertaining in their own way. That's what this town's about. It's about finding where you want to be for that specific meal at the budget you're at.
Absolutely. And your Gordon Ramsay's, got his pub, he's got his burger, and he's got his fine dining steak. So, really for whatever, appetite and whatever budget that you have, you can definitely find something. Hubert Keller has a burger bar, which is one of the best, places to get a burger in the city. So that's absolutely the truth. And, look, if you want to sit out at Olives and look at the Bellagio fountains, or you want to come here to Buddy V's and get this amazing view of the Strip, there's really something for everyone. And whatever hotel property you're staying in, you really don't have to venture far anymore.
The views from this restaurant particularly is amazing. I mean, last night I had dinner at Eiffel Tower restaurant, which again overlooks the Bellagio. It's beautiful. There's something for everyone. It does seem to me, though, that there was a period when pretension and putting foie gras on everything was key, and the Kobe beef and all of that stuff. Downscaled with the pretension, upscaled in what they serve. So, for example, Gordon Ramsay isn't serving Michelin-star food, which is what he does best.
Right.
He's serving burgers, but very good burgers. Is that something to do with the economy, or is that a Vegas thing?
No, I think it's something that we see trending across the country. People want to They're eating out more frequently. You have double income families where people are working, so your free time is limited. They don't have time to cook, and they want great food. So, the restaurants that I'm working at, we're trending much more towards a casual environment, a casual look and feel, but having great food. And I think that's something you've picked up on, and I think it's something that is not only trending here in Las Vegas, but all over the country. You have to get some backlash when you feel that you have to, get dressed up in suit and tie. In fact, I can't even think of a restaurant anymore in Las Vegas where, anyone is required to have a suit and tie and spend 3 hours at a meal and be greeted by a sommelier in a tuxedo. Those days are gone, and we're definitely trending. People want the experience, they want the quality of food, but they want it to accommodate their lifestyle.
Do I have to know the chef to have a successful restaurant, or can I come into town being a complete unknown and still be a hit?
You absolutely can, but you have to live up to your name and your reputation have to equate to what you're putting out on the table. This space where Buddy V's is in the Venetian is one of the largest hotels in the world. The traffic and the number of people staying in this hotel are incredible, but it's down a remote hallway, and there's no way that I would have gotten involved with this restaurant space without a celebrity chef partner like Buddy Valastro, who's seen in 150 countries and 250 million people see his show. And the testament is looking across the way at the bakery. I mean, the power of television and social media, that bakery has a line night and day. And those are people that may never get to Hoboken, New Jersey and get to see the original, but here they can get the absolute same experience, and they can get the cannoli or the lobster tail. But, there are times when your geographical location really, has to. But, look, Gordon Ramsay's a perfect example. You can't get a better location, and his numbers are through the roof. Bobby Flay's just opened a burger bar again in a little different location because he's not on a casino floor. He's right on the Strip, right next to the Mandarin Oriental, and he's doing phenomenally well there as well.
So last night then I went to Honey Salt, which has to be one of the most fun dining experiences I've had. The environment's cool. It's not trying to be too sophisticated. The food is exquisite. The flavors are divine. Congratulations. What a great concept.
Oh, thank you. Well, Honey Salt is literally 1 mile from our house. And so the restaurant that was there before was a place called Nora's Wine Bar, and it was really one of our most favorite family destinations. Our son was very young at the time, but he loved it. And we were sad when it closed. And so we looked at the space empty for almost a year before it even occurred to us to think about doing a concept. And the concept was derived very organically. The whole experience at Honey Salt is derived from our entertaining at home or entertaining on vacation. So Randy Appel, who's my interior decorator at our home, and I just had fun decorating the place. And so the environment is not meant to be pretentious. It's just supposed to be warm and comfortable. And if you look around, there's lots of touches, there's lots of family photos. And if you come in this week, my husband is from Montreal, and he's a Canadiens fan, and they just won their round of the hockey playoffs. And so you'll find a jersey hanging in the window. Our chef is from Boston, and so there's a rivalry going there. And the food, every dish on the menu is inspired by the way that we like to eat. And so there's a tuna salad that was inspired by our vacation in Cape Cod, and my husband caught a tuna, and we made this great ginger wasabi crust on it. And so each one, my mother-in-law's chicken curry is on the menu. And of course, I'm passionate about the desserts, so all of our desserts are homemade. And so our warm apple pie, our brookie, which is an invention from a bakery in Brooklyn. It's a chocolate chip cookie baked inside.
You don't need to tell me about the brookie. I had it. Don't peek too soon. Right, let's start at the beginning. Firstly, I don't like octopus, so I told Chef that. He brought me octopus, and I loved it. Congratulations. He's a genius.
He tested you.
He really did, and thank God he did, because this tough thing that I end up chewing for 35 minutes, no thank you. His octopus was just so delicious, so meaty, beautiful.
Wine.
Right, and so tender, so beautiful. Congratulations on that. Scallops, well, you can't go wrong with those, and he didn't mess with them. That's what I love. Don't play with my scallop. It's divine. It's a thing that should be left on its own. Don't cover it in a sauce. I don't need that. And then, of course, we move to the entrees. Again, the pot chicken. As you say, this is homely food done beautiful, not messed with, but so beautifully presented. He's got it right, hasn't he?
Oh, thank you. Well, it's a neighborhood restaurant, so the idea is that you can come in for, the fabulous burger, or you can come in for a charcuterie pizza and have a beer, or you can come in and, as you did, have the truffled scallops, or beautiful New York strip steak. So really, there's something for everyone. I'm a health fanatic when I'm not eating desserts, and so you'll find kale snuck into everything. The macaroni and cheese has a little spice and a kick to it in kale, and There's my wife's favorite salad, which is got a duck confit and pomegranates and pine nuts and a beautiful farm cooked egg. And people laugh when we say that we're farm to table inspired, but they don't realize that within 30 miles from here there are areas like Pahrump and Sandy Valley where there's farmers, and so we don't have a huge breadth and diversity, but California is pretty close, and so we've really established some great relationships. And I think that not only in the U.S. but all over Europe, this is what people are really trending to, farm to table things. They want to know everything in our restaurant's not organic, but our chicken is, and those touch points where people are concerned about their ingredients, we're able to address.
You're in North Las Vegas, just in Summerlin, which is about 25 minutes off the Strip. If you've got a car, it's really worth going to. This is a local restaurant away from the hustle and bustle of Las Vegas. I love this town. I love the Venetian, but my God, it can be testing with these car parks, 25-minute walks to get to restaurants. Of course, you don't have that there. Honey Salt, you get out your car, you're there within a minute. It's beautiful, well designed, and it was an honor to meet Chef as well. And thank you very much for having us.
Good, and your wallet isn't as heavily hit as some of the Strip restaurants where dinners can cost easily $100 a person. So we've really priced our food and our wine accordingly, so you can get a Strip experience, but at off-Strip prices.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for your time and having me at Honey Salt. Such a beautiful restaurant. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.